No, still here.
Told everyone. We all appreciate that the Torah conveys to us messages on many levels and through many circumstances. And that the simple view of the Torah is simple, but it's not the complete picture. So there's a question that can be raised. Why is the Parshas Truma in the position that it is? In other words, why is the story about the Mishkan right after Ma'amad Har Sinai? Bigger question, why is Parshas Mishpat in between them? There's a difference of opinion amongst the Meforshim, even in the Midrashim, whether the tzivui of the Mishkan preceded the Egel, or whether it was after the Egel, after the sin of the golden calf. What's the order here? Do we learn anything from the order of the Parshas? So to go back to what we have discussed a number of times, is that there are two different viewpoints on the matter. The viewpoint of Rashi is Ein Mukdamu Mu'achar B'Torah. There is no order. The Torah inserts Parshias at will for reasons that are beyond our logic. But there's the opinion of the Ramban, Rabbeinu Moshe ben Nachman, that the Torah is in chronological order. That even though we recognize a Mukdam Umuchal B'Torah, that's an exceptional idea that's only used where the chronology cannot fit at all. So there we're forced to say Ein Mukdam Umuchal B'Torah. But 95% of the time, when we look at the Torah, and the Torah goes in a certain order, the Parshias go in an order, there's a reason they're in that order. That's part of the limud of the Torah itself. So the Parsha of Truma, and again, the Parsha Mishpatim especially, appears to be out of order. If we accept the Torah in Parshat Yisro, so then the next Parsha should be Truma. Because then there's a hiatus of 3 months. Moshe's not there to learn with them. And yet, according to Ramban, all of this is in exact chronological order. So there's an idea that's brought, the Meshech Chochma alludes to it, but there's its It's brought in other Sforim as well. The building of the Mishkan, which is the predecessor to the building of the Beit HaMikdash, and then to the rebuilding of the second Beit HaMikdash, seems to indicate that a Mishkan or a Beit HaMikdash is necessary for Jewish growth and survival. Otherwise, the Torah wouldn't, the Rebbeinu Shalom doesn't need it. They say, Bayis asher tivnu li, they say, Mokom menuchati. Well, I don't need your house. I don't need your architecture. So to speak, then who needs it? If heaven doesn't need it, then why? And look at all the detail we're going to have. You're going to have 4 parshas devoted to it. So who needs it? So the simple answer always is that the Jewish people need it. Society needs it. You need a central place. You need a house of worship. You need a place where the avodah can take place. That's the necessity for it. But the Mishkan and the Beit HaMikdash are not necessities for Jewish survival. Witness the fact that for the majority of our existence as a people, we had no Beit HaMikdash, and yet we survived. Which is really in many respects, the most outstanding facet of understanding Jewish survival. That a people without a homeland, without a central place, without a house of worship, without any physical representation of belonging, so to speak. So you look in the world and you'll see all of the magnificent structures that have been built by other faiths, many of which have turned only into museums or tourist attractions. They serve no other purpose anymore. Those that built them because they thought that it was their guarantee of survival. But it turned out that was not true. So the Torah emphasizes to us that Jewish survival lies in Torah, in Yisro and Mishpatim. That's where it lies. That's why Mishpatim comes in the middle here. Before you build a Mishkan, you should know the secret of survival is in Mishpatim. It's in Bava Kama, Bava Messiah, Bava Basra, Bava, all of the whole Torah Shabbal Peh, that's on Parshas Mishpatim. That's your guarantee that there'll be a Jewish people. The Mishkan existed in the Midbar, and then it was transported to Shiloh, but it disappeared. After over 300 years, it disappeared. According to Jewish tradition, it's buried somewhere. All that gold and silver and artisanship the tablets of stone themselves, all of that is disappearing. But what has not disappeared is the Torah, and especially the Torah Shebaal Peh. That has survived everything. That's what the great Tana meant when he saw the fire that was extinguishing his life. And they asked him, Rebbe, what do you see? So he said, I see that the parchment burns, but osios porchos ba'ater. The letters, they don't burn. The letters, they float in the ether. They're indestructible. So the Torah wanted to indicate that to us. We shouldn't make that mistake. So if you think about it, if people who lived in the time of Yirmiyahu Hanavi, and Yirmiyahu is telling them there's going to be a churban, and the Beis Hamikdash will be destroyed, and the Nebuchadnezzar will drive them out of the land of Israel. So then the Jewish people should have said it's over. Just like for so many other nations and faiths and beliefs, there was a time that it was over. Instead, the Jews go to Bavel, they come back, they build a second Beis Hamikdash. But at the time of the second Beis Hamikdash, they learned their lesson, that their survival was not dependent upon the Beit HaMikdash. Their survival was not dependent upon the existence of a physical stone and building, but it was dependent upon Torah. And that's why the time of the Bayis Sheni is known to Chazal as the time of the development of Torah Shebaal Peh. Ezra, the Anshe Knesses Hagdolah. You look at the Moshe Kibel Torah Messina, Sorli Yoshua, Yeshua Skaining, till the Anshe Knesses Hagdolah. In that line, there's the Beis Hamikdash doesn't appear. It didn't say Bona Beis Hamikdash, because that was not the line of survival. It's a different line, a necessary line, a holy line, one that we should be privileged again to have. But that's not the key to survival. So therefore, the Torah is in perfect order here. Yisro's, the Torah is given to us. Mishpatim, the Torah is explained to us. Once we have that, then we can build the Mishkan. If we would build the Mishkan right away, we would think we would be dependent upon the Mishkan. And the Torah from the beginning indicated to us that we are not dependent upon the Mishkan. With all of its miracles, and with all of its greatness, and with all of its holiness, it's not the key to Jewish survival. That key lies in Parshas Mishpatim, and in the oral law that Parshas Mishpatim generates. And that's what gives us Chaye Olam Nata B'Sochenu, eternal life, which is a different way of saying guaranteed survival. Rabbi Chananya ben Akash Omer Rotz HaKadosh Baruch Hu Le'ez HaKadosh Yisrael B'cher Berlem Torah Mitzvot Shenemar Saturday night, we're beginning another lecture series on anti-Semitism. Now, you can get the link if you are not going to be here in person, though we will take attendance. But Saturday night, the first lecture here is at 8:00. The link is Elaine, ELAINE, at Jewish Destiny, which is one word, jewishdestiny.com. And that she'll take care of the link for you. Thank you very much. Kaddish to Rabbanon.